Jerrick Gibson, number 1 running back in the country, the 19th player in the country, coming from IMG, Florida, seems to have found his home for 2024, and we got to talk about it. Let's get into it. So we got Jerrick Gibson coming in at 5'10", 200 pounds, the number 1 running back in the country, who was previously committed to the Florida Gators during the Dan Mullen era, but once Dan Mullen was released, Jerrick then decided to decommit. Now, although Jerrick goes to IMG, he is a local boy from Gainesville, Florida, so it seems like Florida should be an absolute lock for Jerrick Gibson, but he visited there this past weekend, and shortly after visiting Florida, he was crystal balled to Texas. Now, as for the Florida Gators, they have a running back currently, Chauncey Bowens. Would that have anything to do with it? I'm not sure, but Steve Wiltfong, we all know Steve does not miss on his crystal balls, and when he does, my goodness, you do not want to be on the other side of that. So Steve Wiltfong has crystal balled Jerrick Gibson, which technically basically almost means an absolute lock, as along with other companies like Rivals and On3 have Jerrick Gibson heavily going to the Texas Longhorns. Now, if Jerrick were to sign with the Texas Longhorn in the next few months, that would be back-to-back number 1 running backs for the Texas Longhorns, which would be absolutely huge for Sarkisian and the boys. As of now, Jerrick Gibson has 4 official visits that are unlocked for Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, and Texas. Texas being his last visit in the last week of June. And we know how those last visits go. Typically, those kids find themselves going to that last school because it's the last fresh school in their mind. Now, it's got to go to Georgia. It's got to go to Bama, right? And once Kirby and Saban get their claws into it, things could change. But Texas seems to be moving in the right direction, especially finding themselves in the SEC next year. Now, he does have a 5th official visit that he could be taking elsewhere. Florida seems to be a favorite for that as of now, but I'm not quite sure Florida seems to be as high on their list as they once were, as their interest in Stacey Gage, and again, they already have Chauncey Bowens, seems to be their top priority at the moment. Now, Jerrick did say he wants to commit sometime during the season, more than likely early half of the season. Probably wants to see a game or two to see how the team that he is eyeing is perform in week 1, probably week 2. But I would see him committing early on into the season so he either can use that back half to recruit for whatever school that he goes to. Now, it will be interesting to see if, look, the team that he is eyeing does not perform like he is expecting it to. It will be interesting, especially somebody like Texas with Ewers at the helm and Arch Manning. Are we going to see some controversy early on that could throw a wrench into things? I'm probably going to say no, but it is going to be fun to watch. Wiltfong crystal balling him to Texas again. It seems like an absolute lock, and it has been rumored by a few people that it could be that he is chasing more of a bigger NIL deal. Nothing wrong with that. Respect. Go after there and get it. But we will see. Let me know in the comments. Where do you think he ends up? Is Texas an absolute lock? Does Wiltfong have this one right once again? Or are we in for a treat come for the rest of the 2024 recruiting season? Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Turn the bell on, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.